Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Friday Faves and Fails. It has been a long time. Originally I started filming these videos because I felt like they were a kind of catch-all for the things that I was trying but maybe didn't make it into like an overall favourites because maybe I was trying them and I liked them for a short period of time and then I moved on to something else. Or maybe they were kind of like, they're okay, but I wanted to like get them mentioned in there somewhere. Sometimes I'll haul something or I'll show you something in a get ready with me and then I never mention it again because maybe it just wasn't all that fantastic and then maybe it was a fail and I didn't feel like talking about it again for that reason. So that was the original purpose for these videos. But this time around, it's going to kind of fall within my September resolutions, which for those of you who are new here, we enjoy September as a second new year of the year, which is kind of late for a second new year, but it feels like a fresh start. It's the academic new year. And although that's really not relevant at all to me, I feel like after the summer when the kids go back to school, I have this like re-energized feeling about everything. And so I thought it would be a good time to start this series again and it kind of get me back into the do this every week. If you watched my video the other day, give me that momentum back. So that's part of the reason, but also I always really enjoyed filming these. They just kind of got a bit samey when I was filming them for so long, but it's been a minute since we've really talked about anything. First of all, I want to talk about my hair because I just had it cut quite a bit. I mean, I feel like it was like down here. It got long quick, but it also was so hot over the summer and I'm kind of doing a lot of like messy stuff with the candles and the cement business. And I've always had my hair up. So it kind of felt like it was long, but it was kind of getting straggly and I was never styling it and I could never be bothered to do anything with it. So I had it chopped off and I'm really feeling this length. I just styled it possibly for the first time since I had it cut today. But even when I'm not styling it, I feel like it's kind of hanging a little bit differently. I love the like butterfly cut that she's done for me in the past and she's kind of shaped it to be a bit more sleek this time around. I also always love what she does with my colour. I go to someone called Laura at Mr. Tony in Doncaster. I pay for my appointments, but in case you're wondering, it is right down, do you know what? I was going to say the High Street, but I think it's actually called South Parade. Isn't that terrible when you've lived somewhere your entire life and you're like, what's that street called? Anyway, Mr. Tony in Doncaster, highly recommend. She always knows what to do with my hair when I'm like, do what you want. And I really am feeling this length right now. And since one of my September resolutions is to actually make an effort with my appearance on a day-to-day basis, nothing too crazy, not like this, but like just something, you know, just make some kind of effort. Sometimes feel a bit more human, a bit less always in your pajamas, then maybe this will make a bit of a difference. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So I wanted to mention that first because I've got a couple of hair products that I want to talk about. I think I might have talked about this in a previous favourite, but the Moroccan Oil. I said I wanted to buy this. There was something that kind of like triggered in me a few months ago and I was like, ooh, for the nostalgia, I really want to get some Moroccan Oil. The smell. If you were around for the original birth of this was probably like, I want to say maybe 2000. It smells like the past. I really want to get this right. I'm going to say this could have been like 2011, 2012, maybe. Really kind of the dawn of my YouTube channel. This was very, very popular. And I remember buying it and I bought the tiny little one and then it was a really big deal to get the big one with the pump. And it is expensive, although I don't think it's much more expensive now than it was, which is fair enough. But the smell, it's so difficult to even tell you what it smells like. I always felt like there was something of a mintiness to it, but I don't think it is minty. It's just so unique, the smell. So unique. I also used to like, there was another one, it wasn't called Moroccan Oil, what was it called? Macadamia. Oh, I'm going to have to get that as well because again, the sense of these hair products, it's really what you're buying it for because it's just the nostalgia. But I purchased this again recently and I really was good. I used up all my other hair oils first. I really, really did. And it's completely lived up to my kind of internal hype. It's nicer than ever because when I had it before, I had super, super short hair, and now I feel like I'm really getting the benefit from it. So I use this every single time that I wash my hair. I will maybe use conditioner, maybe, but I will always, always use that. I use that as my detangler now. However, I've been using this, which I suppose is exactly the same, but in another form. This is the OGX Argan Oil of Morocco lightweight conditioner. So I got the conditioner and the shampoo in, I want to say in the beginning of summer. Used the shampoo immediately. I don't use conditioner every single time, or at least I didn't. My hair is more coloured now. It was fairly natural before and I didn't really need it quite so much, but now my ends are a bit more porous since I'm blonder. So I've been using this again in the past couple of weeks. It's amazing. Like, I've been using different hair masks. I've used, obviously, the oils, loads of different things. This, I don't know why I wasn't more impressed with this the first time I used it. I don't know if I was using too many things at once, but I've used this 3 times, every single time. I'm still using my oil, but I was using my oil before, so that isn't the thing in this. Every single time I've used this, my hair feels, do you know what I think it is? Now I'm realizing it's lightweight. I think what it is it feels light. So usually if I use something that is really hydrating, it's quite heavy, it's really hydrating, my hair feels nice, but it's kind of looks smooth, that's it. With this, my hair looks, it's like bouncy. I don't know. It's bouncy. So if I've got really fine hair, if you've got really fine hair like me, you might, I mean, it's fine. I've got a lot of hair, but it's fine hair. It's not like thick, coarse hair, and it gets really flat really easily. Really is the word of the video, it would seem. This is really, really good. I'm not totally convinced about the shampoo. I'll probably buy them as a set again. But when this runs out, I'm absolutely going to buy another one because I'm very rarely impressed by a conditioner, honestly. Like, treatments and stuff, yeah. But that has completely sold me. I don't tend to use conditioner every single time because my hair is fine. I'll use like a leave-in or an oil to detangle, but that's it. And now, if you feel like me, if your hair is fine, try it because it is revolutionary. Not hair, body. It is the Dove Dermaspa Summer Revived. This I was using while we were in Florida. I was using this. I only used it like maybe once or twice, but I was trying to even out my tan. I've still got some crazy tan lines. I don't know if you can totally see those tan lines, can't you? Still got some crazy Florida tan lines, and I was using it while we were in Florida to try and even out my tan, and it's always been my favourite gradual tanner. If you watched, I don't really do the fake tan videos anymore because honestly I spent so much time testing fake tans that it completely put me off fake tan. I hate the smell of it. I hate how long it takes for it to look normal again, like the patchiness. I'm just never going to be someone who every single week has a fake tan routine. It's just too much effort. Mostly the smell I hate, but also I use a lot of active ingredients in my skincare, and I use my skincare everywhere. So whether it be an acid or whatever, I'm going face, neck, chest, backs of hands, and it's going to look patchy because the acids, the active ingredients in my skincare are going to wear all of that stuff away. Also, I found that when you put perfume, I was like, what's the word? Body? No? Scent spray? Perfume. When you put perfume on, it also, the alcohol from the perfume kind of wears it. I don't like it. I don't like that it's basically body makeup and I've got to worry about looking uneven. It's not my vibe. This is a completely different kettle of fish. And since I was using it on holiday, I've been using it since then. And I'm going to continue to use it sparingly until we're in full-on winter because I'm quite liking having a little bit of colour. It's not too bad in terms of scent. You can still smell it, but it's not, it's like, I would say it's like 30% of a regular fake tan in terms of smell. What I like to do, I'll put it on, I don't like to sleep in my sheets with any kind of fake tan product because I will be able to smell that. I have got such a sensitive sense of smell. Like, ugh, I hate the smell. I really, like, sometimes I can smell someone with fake tan multiple seats away from me in a restaurant and I don't like the smell. I don't, I would never say that to the person I can smell, but the idea that someone else can smell me is really off-putting. This is a completely different thing. I would put it on in the morning. I would like be home, obviously. I have like a onesie specifically that I wear if I ever put on fake tan. So it's not like the easy fake tan that this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be instead of a moisturizer. I can't do it. I can't do it. I still have to do it like fake tan. But on a weekend or a day that I'm going to be home, I'll put it on head to toe. Even do my face with this stuff. I know it's not recommended, but that's what I do. I'm not acne prone. Occasionally, but I've got oily skin, but I'm not like mega acne prone. So I put it all over, and then at the end of the day, I will give myself a proper wash down. Now, the next day I still smell of it. I need to do the whole thing again. But usually after 2 full body soap ups, I can't smell it anymore. It's not that bad. You only really smell it when you sweat. Again, it's just gross, isn't it? It's just gross. If they could make a completely scentless fake tan, I probably would do it more often. But it is the scent. It's the scent that puts me off more than anything else. But if it wasn't for the scent, I would probably use this permanently all the time, constantly. Because I would use it on my entire body at night time as a moisturizer. But it is a little bit more of a pain, the way that I have to do it. But I've been using it quite regularly. I want to mention it again because those of you who want to prolong your bit of colour from the summertime, it's just my favourite one. And I've tried so many. There are so many videos that you can watch of me trying all the fake tans. Just go back to it time and time again, and often it's an offer. Moving kind of swiftly on, I know I've talked to death about this. I mean, there's 2 products. I've spoken about them before, but I feel like when it comes to these favourites, I should be able to repeat myself because they're still favourites. And you don't always watch every single video that I put out. In the past, I've been like, it's a bit repetitive. Don't say that again. Don't mention the same thing in 2 videos. You're not going to watch every single video. There's very few of you that's going to watch every single video. So yeah, you've probably heard me talk about these products before, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're new. Maybe you just wanted a reminder that they're still good and I still recommend them. The Fenty Butta Biscuit Cheeks Out Bronzer. This was sent to me. This is my most used bronzer, maybe of all time. Probably Hoola. If we're going all time. But second is this. I love it so much. It is a really good colour. It's got some brush hairs in the actual pan. It's a really good colour. Look at that. That's not too orange. Even for me, I mean, I'm kind of a little tan right now, but even for me, as pale as I usually am, it's not too orange at all. And it just blends so beautifully. It builds up really nicely. It's not too greasy on the skin. It's kind of like it's not a cream to powder, but it definitely kind of sets. I love it. Not sets, that's not the right word because you could definitely smear it around. It's just not got like a weird shiny finish is kind of what I'm trying to say. I love it so much. And that is 02 Butta Biscuit. That's the shade that I use. The second thing, I've honestly been thinking about buying a third one of these. A couple of you have mentioned them this week. So it's kind of what came to my mind. It's the number 47 Pro Foundation Brush from Sephora. I was talking about this maybe last year. I ended up buying a second one because I was using one for foundation, one for colour cheek products. When I went away recently, my friend forgot her foundation brush. She used this and she was like, I need to get one of these. It's amazing. I can't tell enough of you need this brush. I have never been interested in a flat brush for any kind of foundation application, but there's something about the shape of this. It's got the flat, lots of products to be applied, but then you've also got that so you can get right in there, and then you've also got this little edge if you want to do kind of a little bit of contour. It's the best brush in the world, and so I have 2 of them. If I could only have one brush for every single thing that I had to apply, it would be this. I could probably do my eyes, the whole thing, with this brush. So if you've never heard me talk about it before. And sometimes Sephora do 20% off, and that's the time to buy that brush. Often it's out of stock though. So I'm not the only person that loves it. Okay, last beauty-ish product that I want to talk about is the Body Shop Hemp Nourishing and Protecting Dry Body Oil. I definitely talked about this in a recent video, but it was almost full at that point. I used this every single day while we were in Florida, and I'm going to buy more. It's nearly finished. Very, very nearly. It is the best body oil that I've ever used. I don't know if it absorbs quicker, but I have never found that body oils do much in terms of hydration. They usually feel nice. You know, like when you've just shaved your legs, and I'm kind of obsessive about the moisturizer situation after shaving my legs. You just shave your legs and your skin is still damp, spray, put it all in, and it locks all of the moisture in. That's how I like to use a body oil if I do. This, even on dry skin, it still seems to absorb, and it's definitely softening and hydrating. I don't always get that from a body oil. Sometimes it just feels like it's just kind of gone onto my skin and it just sits there. This is definitely doing something in between a body lotion and an oil. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody else feel like this with oils, that it doesn't actually penetrate your skin? I don't even know if it can. Surely it must be able to, because this says it's nourishing. What does it say? Enriched with pure hemp seed oil, this dry body oil makes ultra dry skin feel intensely nourished, helping to protect the skin's natural moisture barrier. Fast absorbing and seriously smooth without stickiness. Yes, this is special. There's something different about it, and I'm going to buy another one. Absolutely. I've also got the foot cream in the hemp as well, which I've been known to use all over my legs as well. My legs are the most moisturized part of my body. They get way more attention than any other area. Even my face at the moment. I've been horrible with my skincare routine, but this is immediately on my list. It's annoying that I have to buy it from the Body Shop because I can't buy it from anywhere else. But I am going to be doing another market stall with my friend Karen. We have a business called Smoke and Matches. If you've not heard of it, I'll link it for you below. It's candles and it's concrete and it's wax melts. But I actually bought that after our last stall because my entire body was aching. I literally needed a new body, so I went to the Body Shop. And I bought it then. And so I'm going to treat myself again after our next market stall. Be like, we've worked a hard day and now I'm going to buy myself a body oil. My last fave, I've got a game on Apple Arcade. It's called Wildflowers. So if you are a Nintendo Switch lover, if you are a cozy gamer, if you're someone who likes games like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley would be a great example of this. Wildflowers was a game that loads of people were talking about, and I was definitely going to buy for the Switch. And I went through a phase of I just had no time. I felt like I had no free time for anything. And so I just kind of fell off with my gaming and my little escapism hobby. And when I went back to it, I was like, right, Wildflowers was on my list. I'm going to go and have a look. And then I discovered, I can't remember how, maybe I was watching a video, someone said it was free on Apple Arcade. I have Apple Arcade as part of a family plan. So I checked it out, and not only can I play it on my phone, I can play it on my iPad. And if you've got, this is an incredible discovery, and this is going to be very niche for those of you who enjoy this kind of thing. If you've got a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, I don't know if it must work for other ones as well. Maybe it works for PlayStation controls. I don't know. But if you've got a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, you can connect it to your phone or your iPad, and you can play with the controller, actually play the game. So that was already a game changer. I was playing on my iPad and I'm like, this is amazing. And then I thought, I can stream the game from my iPad to my TV and basically, or my phone, basically my phone then becomes a games console. You can get loads of different, I'll leave linked below, because before I realised I could do it with my Switch, and I thought, I wonder if I can get a game controller, like an actual handheld controller for my iPad. This is how I discovered that I could use my Switch controller. You can definitely get them, just generic controllers. So like I say, I'll leave them linked below. Because if you've got Apple Arcade and you enjoy that kind of game, literally any kind of game, you can use a controller with it, put it on your TV. That's so much cheaper than a regular console. And there are loads of games that you can get on Arcade that are for Switch. Whether it be, it doesn't even have to be on Arcade. It could just be an actual paid game. Way cheaper to pay for it on your phone and stream it that way than have to buy a console. So there's that's a favourite, but the game itself as well is really, really good. It's like a witchy farming sim. So you turn up, it's the same as them all. You turn up, you've come from the big city, you've come to help your grandma's farm, and then you find out that there are witches in the town. It's actually fantastic because I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently, and by comparison, this game is like off the charts. Amazing story. I really like the whole gameplay is really cute, but if you were playing on your phone or you were playing on your iPad, get yourself a controller because it's so much better to play. Fails! I have a couple of fails. First of all, I tried the curly girl method again. I only tried it for one day and I gave up. I can't do the curly girl method. My hair dries naturally wavy. It's got waves, not proper curls, but waves. It's always been like that. And I've seen people online who've got exactly the same hair texture as me, and they've created this curl pattern. They've like made these amazing glossy curls, and I'm like, oh, I want my hair to look like that. That looks amazing. I can't do it. Cannot do it. Cannot go through the annoying. It's a bit like when you cut a fringe and you have to spend all that time training the fringe because it just wants to separate at your normal parting. I don't have the patience to go through that pain and suffering period. So I'm telling you now, because I will try again. If you hear me say I'm going to try the curly girl method, tell me don't bother because you hate it. I do. It's just like, I want to feel clean. I want my hair to feel clean. It does not feel clean when I do the curly girl method. And it never looks nice when there's so occasional times, though there are very few occasional times where I've let my hair be natural and it's kind of been wild, but also looks nice. I couldn't actually make that happen. I couldn't replicate that. I'll have a really good hair day and I'm not doing anything, which is, 9 times out of 10 anyway. But yeah, curly girl method's not for me. The last, and this is 2, but the last thing I want to mention is Lloyd's Pharmacy. So this is a hit, this is a favourite, but it's also a fail very recently. I use Lloyd's Direct to get my prescription painkillers for my back pain. And I used to get them for my antidepressants as well, but I've stopped taking those, so I haven't been filling my prescription. Anyway, I use Lloyd's Pharmacy and it's a total game changer. If you've got prescriptions that you have to get regularly, it's a bit of a pain to have to go and collect them from the pharmacy. You literally go online. I have the prepaid prescription thing, so I pay like £10 a month and I can fill my prescription as often as I need, which is definitely worth it as well, FYI. Anyway, so I get my prescription, I go online, I can just order it and it's like, yeah, no problem. It will be delivered to me for free. Everyone should be doing this. The only problem I have is it keeps going out of stock. So I'll go like 2 weeks without my painkillers and it's difficult to go 2 weeks without my painkillers. So Lee bought some painkillers while we're in America. He bought these. They are called Extra Strength Acetaminophen Caplets Pain Reliever Fever Reducer. So here's me like, they'll be like ibuprofen, right? Didn't Google it. So I'm using these the same as I used my other painkillers. They're not really doing anything, but I'm using them in the same volume, which is a relatively high amount per day. And I was probably using the max purely because they weren't really touching my pain in the same way that my regular painkillers do. All last week, I had the worst stomach. Like, it was like food poisoning every day, to the point of Saturday, Sunday, I felt so bad I went for a walk on my treadmill at home, but still, I felt so bad. I felt like I need to exercise. I need to like get my body moving because I feel so awful. I have to do something. I was like eating salads. I was only drinking water. I was like, why do I feel so bad? I'm not great with digestion. I definitely have some stomach sensitivities at the best of times, but it was really, really bad. And I don't know what made me think of it. I had a headache. That's what it was. And Lee said, did I want some ibuprofen? I said, oh, I've already taken some of these. And I said, let me just actually Google what this is. These are banned in the UK. I feel like they're like a version of paracetamol from what I was reading. I don't know why these specifically were banned. I don't know if it's because they're like a higher volume. But I was then reading about paracetamol versus ibuprofen. I wonder if you guys, this is going to come across as medical information. And I'm not a doctor. But I wonder if you guys feel the same way as me. I thought like ibuprofen was like a stronger thing than paracetamol. I'm not interested in paracetamol. Paracetamol does nothing for me. It's never helped with headaches or anything. So to me, it's like, ugh, what's the point? So if you'd said, take these, however many paracetamol, I'd be like Tic Tacs, they're not doing anything for me. When I was Googling it, it seems like paracetamol is quite possibly worse for your insides than ibuprofen. It's the #1 way people were accidentally self-poisoning themselves, which is why you can get less of them than ibuprofen. That's why these were banned. Who knew? I definitely have gone my entire 37 years thinking paracetamol is a lower strength painkiller than ibuprofen. And so, you know, I am a little fast and loose with these kinds of things. You props would have Googled what you were taking, and I didn't. I was just, honestly, I kind of just saw red and thought ibuprofen. I didn't even read what it said. I just thought ibuprofen and took them. And I stopped taking them and I feel fine. Definitely, they were what was making me feel bad. So that's a fail. A fail and a bit of a PSA. And also a question. Did you also think this about paracetamol? Because a little bit scary now I've read about it. Anyway, that is it for this week's Friday Faves and Fails / Kyla Rambles on a Friday. Hope you enjoyed. Hope that I kept you company while you were doing whatever it was that you were doing today. Because I know that that's how I watch YouTube, and I know that that's how a lot of you watch YouTube. If you were actively watching this, seriously, what are you doing with your life? Anyway, thank you for watching. I will leave everything mentioned linked and listed below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!